Hello everyone, my name is FlareBlitzed and welcome to Cafe Space Angel. This is a visual novel that may or may not contain a cafe that is in space, ran by an angel. I'm just kidding. This is another one of those university-based visual novels, but don't get too confused by the fact that it has a premises that's very usual in a visual novel, because it's about the story that is most important. So let's start then, shall we? Hey Toru-kan, over here! Ah, by an Erika. She immediately waved her hand as she saw me from afar. I frowned and increased my pace, pulling on a bucket hat. Why are you yelling like that? As we wonder. Erika was sitting on the grass with her hair blowing in the cool summer breeze. The night sky does look very beautiful. This must be a world that's free from pollution if that's a possibility. Me. Why did you drag me out here? Look at the stars. Take a seat. This is beautifully illustrated, by the way, visually. Shivering in the wind, I put my hands deep into my sweatshort pockets. Did you call me to look at the stars? Is this a date? And I also like the waving grass as well, and the twinkling stars. Toru-kan, my sweet summer child, I called you to say goodbye. We'll go on a date when you grow up. She winks, causing my ears to turn red and my heart to race. I was just joking about the date. Why did she say that? Hey, it's not like I'll be gone forever. Aw, sit down already. I didn't grumble or argue, just sat down next to her. A lot has changed over the past year. It sure has. Erika started junior high. And after her sister died, she moved in with her grandmother and we stopped seeing each other at all. She decided to leave the cat in her parents' house. Sometimes I can see him through the window, but when Erika is gone from that place, I don't feel right playing with him. And what's more, she has suddenly grown up. Okay, cool, this is Rimpy. And I can't reach her anymore. It's been a long time since we admired the stars together. I doubled up my legs, muttering something in agreement. Stealthily looking at Erika. She didn't take her eyes off the sky, as if she was trying to find something there. Did you know that stars are human souls? No. That's total crap. You can't say that for sure. Actually, I can. I just did it. Ha 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 ha. Erika interrupted me before I could finish. She would never has done that before. My grandmother told me that when a person dies, the soul leaves the earth and remains shining in the sky as a star. Indeed. Her voice went very quiet, but the corners of her mouth stretched out in a smile. I wonder. Hey, do not think about that. It is still a very, 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 very far away thing to happen. As far away as existence could possibly be. Don't ever think about that at all in your life. That is not something that you should ponder. Because it has no purpose while you're living. I wonder, when I die, will my star shine as bright? No. Your star will be so small and dim. I'm joking. That's enough. I reflexively flew off the handle but then stopped. After her older sister died, I wanted to be careful about what I said. I thought that all the grief built up in her heart was about to burst. But she hadn't cried since that time. Erika didn't react. Her body was still, but it shivered slightly. There was a depressing silence in the cool summer air that made it hard to breathe. I don't know why I try to find a way to merge cool and summer together. Calmer. What should I do to get things back on track? I saw your mother recently. She already has such a... Why? Okay. She said it's... Ah, that's the reason. Wow. Congrats. Yep. I am happy. Erika closed her eyes and smiled. She seemed really happy, even though she never said she missed her parents. Will Erika come back home if her mother needs help? It got me thinking, when did things hit a rough patch? After Erika's family started expecting a baby? Or was it earlier than that? The idea of having another child ran through my dad's head. And this is exactly what casts a shadow on the relationship of my parents even more. Okay. If my mum had just agreed with him. Hey now. But she never did. And they didn't make peace as they used to. I had nowhere else to go to avoid seeing it. When I asked for stability, I meant it to be good, not bad. I had it coming. Toru-kan? Hey, should I bring you a Kit Kat? I love that. Ah, but I thought it's our last... Have you given up collecting them? So it's not a chocolate bar, it's something to collect. How much has everything changed? It seems as if she's getting further away from me more and more. Erika shook her head as if trying to be herself again. No, I'm going to eat them. Oh, right, okay, so it is a chocolate bar then. Bring me some that I don't have. You have such a good memory. What's the point of your collection if you don't even remember what you have? I don't have that much money. You're a good boy, Toru-kan. A bait, a greedy one. Hey, don't say that to me. I'm not greedy. Forgive me, Toru-kan. Ah, what are you apologizing for? You've been so lonely lately. Recently, Kenta and I found an anthill. My mum also promised to buy me a video game console if my grades are good. It had nothing to do with what she said, even though I tried to show that my life was interesting and eventful even without her. I'm sorry. I hope you find a lot of friends. Amongst the ants? I can't even call Kenta my friend, he's stupid. She tousled my hair and my hat fell back. Hey, stop it! Come now. Sorry, come on, give me a hug. A definite... Oh, I've played another visual novel where the protagonist doesn't have any eyes. Play well with others in Tokyo. I want to be proud of you. Hey, what are you doing? So... Soft. Aww. Lovely. Super soft. 2nd of July, 2020. Hey, that's exactly 2 months in the future from when I'm playing this game. Head is splitting. I closed my eyes tight. A thin streak of light shone through the gap between the curtains and right into my eyes. What is going on here? Is somebody going to whisk us away? Is this a UFO? I buried my face in the pillow, trying to hide from the harsh reality. What time is it now? My ears were ringing, which kept me from hearing my phone vibrating on the table. Oh, it's the phone. I thought there was a UFO outside the window. Still closing my eyes because of the light, I reached out to turn off the alarm and hit the edge of the bed with my elbow. Damn you. You're gonna pay for this, edge of the bed? My hands were unresponsive and my head was empty of confidence. I tried to turn off the alarm clock by clumsily checking on everything that just appeared on the screen. Damn it, I accidentally called my mother again. Oh dear, I accidentally woke up the dog. And why the hell did that rocket go up in the sky? What the hell have I got on my phone? Rin Takada. Takada. Oh, he answered. Hey, Toru. Huh? What? The alarm clock spoke in the voice of Takada Rin, my friend from the university. What the hell? Is everything alright with you? Is everything alright with me? I blinked and checked the time. I think I fell asleep right after I got home from university. And it's not morning. It's evening. My stomach growled and I writhed with a slight pain. I haven't eaten since morning. We've already started without you. Well, once you've started, go on. I'll make myself some noodles and finally get some rest. Hey, don't hang up. I was just kidding. Yeah, sure. It was a joke. Damn, he has such an evil voice. Want to hear it? Who are you talking to? I'm not a tourist attraction for your individualistic convenience. Hey, I can hear you too. I pushed in on my temples with my free hand and mentally cursed all those who were able to enjoy themselves after exams. Lovely. Alright, Get dressed and prepare yourself. It's going to be one out of this world ride, buddy. The rest are late anyway, so don't worry. We are waiting for you. I wasn't worried at all. I hung up, unable to defend my desire to stay at home, and closed my eyes. I have to go. After all, I promised myself not to be a black sheep anymore. I stretched like a cat and yawned like a cat. But first, I will take a 5-minute nap. What? Who would have thought that living a full life would be this tiresome? Yeah, welcome to our world. I did 3 years of university. And that looks like... Is that another visual novel on that poster? Oh, there's so many of them which are summer themed. I'm coming in. The room was spaciously quiet, except for the background music. I'm hoping this music isn't copyrighted. Am I too early? Or too late? I'm just gonna turn off the music for now because I don't want a copyright on my thing, on my side. My friends were sitting alone. Looks like the party was a failure. She won't come. She? I looked at Takada, but he just rolled his eyes. Mayuki. She had such a lovely curls. Is that what you're on about now? About curls? I had no idea that you liked curls. He smiled sarcastically, not hiding his annoyance. She had something special. Don't you say that about everyone? I sat down on the opposite side, taking off the hat. A cool breeze from... You know what, this isn't as pleasantful without the music. Fine. Maybe not quite that loud, actually. A cool breeze from the air conditioner blew across my slightly sweaty forehead and I let out a sigh of relief. Whew. Shut up. What do you know about love? I know many things about love, but you do not want to ask me about the kind of things that I know about love. It'll take you into a dimension in which you will never be able to run away from. You may be able to run away to Africa, but you will never be able to run away from your own trash desires. Kid, why did I come at all? Judging by Kenichi's slanted eyes, most of the beer cans belong to him. And I got to the stage where he blames everyone for his failures. Yes, reminds me of a certain person in power, like he blames everybody else other than himself for what's going on. You're such a drama queen. You've only met recently. Takada let out a weary sigh and handed me a can of beer, carefully opening it for me. Thank you. From sleeping to drinking. Senpai, you're corrupting me. Senpai is the drink? Rah? I hesitated but took a sip. You won't get it. It was like the song of Rooney Rooney. Who the hell is Rooney Rooney? What did that? How long did I sleep? I looked around the room and a poster caught my eye. Heh, it's clear now. Another idol. Perhaps. I am behind the trends again. I've only installed broadband last week. For the past 20 years. No, wait, not 20 years. For the past 10 years, I've only been on that dial-up connection. I could not get the smoothest of internet speeds like you guys have. You and your moderate to rich parents. Meanwhile, Kenichi was trying to hum a song, apparently remembering that he was at karaoke, not at a bar. I hope there are no cameras here and no one sees the shame. You kinda do need cameras in every room for evidence sake, though you never know what people do in karaoke rooms, indeed. And we were always on the phone, not even saying one word. You know, she loved ice cream at Raskin Bobbins. Every time I asked her to show me her food, she sent me ice cream. Vanilla with chocolate syrup. It sounds like she sent the same photo to get rid of you. And why did you make her report to you? Is it some kind of... Yep. Oh dear. You gotta practice on the ice cream first, lad. It was as sweet as... Yep, Takada gave Ken a poke in the ribs. Let's skip the details, yes. Let's skip the awful details. Count me out. I did my best for you. Is he still dreaming? Ungrateful fools. For us? I asked her to bring her friends so you wouldn't feel lonely. Hey, I am as content with my life as possibly can. I don't feel... Neither do I. We looked at each other and finished our beer. So, this was an attempt to arrange a group date? Well, I'm glad that didn't happen. Why are you making an alcoholic out of him, Rin? He can't drink yet. What do you mean? Our protagonist is 19 years of age. It gives me the creeps. Unless in this country that this is based on, it would be 21 rather than 18. You give me the creeps. Come on, say it even louder. It's you who should stop. Namby-pamby. Takada grimaced in disgust and straightened his wild hair. My grandmother was right. I should have listened. Grandmother? There is a curse on my family. Then how did you come about then, if your family is cursed? These curses again. Nonsense! Stop being haughty, Yasushi, sorry. I know you grew up in the country too. How come you don't believe in curses? Believe it or not, Konoha is not a village. Who am I kidding? Vertible village. I was going to say vertigo village. Maybe it is high up in the mountains of a village, and then it would be a vertigo village. Hens are walking down the streets. Kenichi looked at me in surprise. Is that any Riskin Bobbins? What kind of interest is that? Are you going there on vacation with your fake girlfriend? Hey, it's just my 7th wife. Don't judge me. I've been there in a long time. It is the fluffiest wife I've ever had. She sleeps with me every night. She don't talk, but she is soft. I haven't been there in a long time. I scratched my head. The only cafe that seemed to fit the description was the cafe of Erika's aunt. Say no more. Are you disappointed? Don't look at me like I'm interfering with your love life, or lack of love life. Hence a village. And you too. Takada smiled, apparently enjoying this pointless argy-bargy. Everything is a village as compared to Tokyo. Yeah, Tokyo massive. The isolated village that is in the middle of nowhere that doesn't have internet and it has its own traditions, some of which could be very, very, very demonic, very small. Kenichi burst into tears again. Damn, snorting like a child. Will you give it a rest? Look at all these Asahi cans. No wonder girls gave you the elbow. Yes, I know, well, a very minimal amount of brands when it comes to beer. And I definitely know that the grey and red on those beer cans are Ashis, or Ashies, however you want to pronounce it as. You're just unlucky. Man, stop crying already. I waved him away and dug into my bag to get some single-use wipes. A lot of them we need right now. Bad luck is a curse as well. No, bad luck is individualistic. Nope. It is merely a chance, like the lottery. And like the lottery, we always get bad chance if you look at it like that. With the lottery, every time you buy a lottery ticket, you are one lottery ticket closer to winning the lottery. Just think of it like that. One day I'll tell you that you're just an idiot. But when the time comes when you're not soaked to the brim with alcohol, then you could acknowledge the words I say to you. But not today, perhaps. This summer, we, 3 country friends in Tokyo, will definitely find GFs. I graduated in Tokyo, and I don't even have an accent. He will go without wipes. Drunk jerk. What kind of a cheap Friends comedy bit is that? I demonstratively put the bag away. Let's go to the beach or better yet an onsen. Oh, fireworks! Rin, we can't go to Tanabata together. We need girls. What makes you think I'm even going to go to Tanabata with you? The point is asking for love, isn't it? It's not Valentine's Day after all. No, that's past. That was in February. Never mind. He got wrecked. I'm tired. Takada took the remote control and began mindlessly switching songs. He didn't seem to be in a good mood either, but he didn't show it, hiding his emotions behind a polite smile, like a mask. He's different today. Sorry. Did you take the day off? I can take him to the dorm if you need to go to work. I'll throw him in the nearest stinking dumpster. It won't make the dumpster look any different though. When is the day when the idiots are taken out? That will never be the day, unfortunately. No matter where you go in the world, there will always be idiots. There will always be idiots who are in charge of something much bigger than they should be. If it hadn't been for Takada, I would never have contacted Ken. Yep, a long-term one. What do you mean? I quit my job. I looked at him in surprise and then looked away embarrassed. Anyhow, it's not nice to stare at people. You've been working for about 5 years. Oh, I was trying to open the window. Yeah. Same stuff, different day. And 3 samplers of cosmetics that we gave out to customers as a bonus. He made a disdainful face, as if he felt nauseated. But your skin is perfect. I came up with a phrase for a commercial I heard on TV this morning at breakfast. Thanks. Takada played along, though I'm not sure the commercial said the same. I would never have believed you were so old. You'd better stop. I smiled, but the strange feeling didn't leave me. Even the most patient people sometimes give up everything. Hey, don't you want to take a part-time job there? You can work as well as study. So he decided to find a replacement. No way. No, thanks. Why not? Pay is good. Especially since you live with your mother, don't you? I don't really need the money. What? I'm not an otaku or a lady killer. Especially not a cosmetics distributor. I feel for some odd reason we will somehow get this job. Takada snorted, obviously expecting this reaction from me. Why did you ask if you knew I would refuse? And after your complaints? It doesn't sound very appealing. You won't get a girlfriend being as poor as a church mouse. Sleepy Kenichi jumped in the conversation. I hate to break it to you, but all those bimbos flirting with you to get into the dorm were just using you. But I already have a girlfriend. I gave a smug chuckle and broke into a grin. No one lies better than me. Aw. What's with those 3 lips? Is he asleep? Takada smiled and waved his hand. Sheesh, or you'll wake him up. No one needs it now. I leaned back on the sofa and sighed. And don't joke so much with him. He is naive. For months he could not accept that you passed the entrance exams at the first try, and now a girlfriend. Given his condition, a fight cannot be avoided. Did he see through me? I always knew Takada was a much darker horse than me. I hope you talked about his personality, otherwise that would be a bit iffy. Don't you have a girlfriend? I snapped at him to change the subject, and fell to thinking. Is it only me who's not interested in all this love crap? Yeah, I'm calling it crap. I'm associating rude words with food. We never talked with him about this, although I saw several times how he smiles chatting with someone. Probably someone from work. After all, he works with the female staff. And if he quit, it means Takada for some reason took thought and did not answer the question. So, no? Or not anymore? Women can be terrifyingly creepy. I'm sure for some men that would be the best line that they would accept. What an unexpected change of mood. For the worse anyways. Takada senpai. What do you mean? So he's drunk as hell too. Never mind. How can one forget that? Girls can be annoying, arrogant, stupid. Some of them thinking that they can see through you 24/7, 365 of the year, thinking that they know you like a book, only to then realise that they're wrong, but they won't admit they're wrong because they always think they're right. And I'm not saying all of them are, I'm saying a minority of them. The key word there, ladies and gentlemen, is minority, but to be creepy. But keep an eye out. You never know when you'll run into a... So you're saying that you have run into one then? Huh? It seems that he has some kind of emotional scars. You started remembering your... Okay. I think the dream and reality got mixed up in his drunkard brain. My foot... No. He opened his mouth, wiping his drawl with the back of his hand, and started to say something but stopped. He is asleep on the feet. Nobody cares about your first time, Ken-chan. Like a naughty big dog, he howled mournfully. Then, Toru? His eyes lit up again. What? Me? Tell us about your No. Let's change the subject. I want to know. Am I your fiancé or what? Why are you bothering him? He just finished high school. He doesn't have to... Does Takada know? I don't think he does. I think he thinks that everyone in the room has done it at some point. They say you slept with a teacher. That's... No, that's vile. No, that's why you're so smart. Nobody except you talks that kind of nonsense. I coughed and they fell silent. I don't know how you found out about that. I smiled enigmatically. Is it true? We're moving on. Married? No, he's really naive. Of course not. This is not true. So it turns out you're... Yes. Kenichi looked at me with a disappointed expression, and for some reason I felt very ashamed. Whatever gave you that idea? Did you think I can only sleep with... Just that as a concept really icks me out. Are you insane? But it kind of builds the plot of a story, so I don't mind. I thought since you're so smart, man, that's not how brains work. That's not how you increase your IQ. Like, no. And if you did have IQs like that, then you would think that doing that kind of activity would be icky in the first place. Anybody with at least one IQ would be able to know that. So was it you who came up with this nonsense? You watch prawns too much. And I had spaghetti if you are so interested. Back in junior high. In junior high? You amaze me. So you are a real genius. How did you even pass the entrance exams? He looked at me admiringly, apparently waiting for a receipt for success. Well, at least he didn't start a fight. It's always one for two options, yeah. Don't die first, genius. Takata opened another can of beer and grinned, mocking Ken. It was a little creepy. Did he also hide his envy that I passed on the first try? Anyway, I sighed and prepared to tell my story. The story that helped me get out of the bottom in high school. The story I've told many times on many moons. And learned by heart so they wouldn't see me through. She was my childhood friend. Erica. It was already late and the sun had set, passing the baton to the night lights of the city. Tokyo lived day and night. After the gathering, my head was still buzzing, and the bright neon light made me feel sick, so I almost immediately turned into a side street away from this fuss. Takata and Kenichi took a taxi back to the dorm, barely able to stand. Compared to them, I hadn't drunk that much, and I couldn't afford to take a taxi. Not a single call from her. Quite strange. Despite the late hour, my mother didn't miss me. If she had been late at work, she would have written. After counting the money in my wallet, I decided to walk. She probably is very angry. I didn't tell her I was going to karaoke. Takata hinted that it was time for me to look for a job, but I had no idea where I could get one because studying takes up almost all of my time. I yawned and stretched. And how did he juggle? No wonder he couldn't stand it. Welcome. I pictured myself in uniform greeting customers at the store, and I shuddered. Brr. It's definitely not for me. I took out my phone and entered my address so that the navigator could show me a walking route. Well, I used to come home from school on the only road in the village. And why does it get harder as you get older? I yawned again and my clogged ears finally eased. It's good that tomorrow is a day off. I chose the route in order to have time to blow away the cobwebs. What a place I found. They'd rather find corpses? What? What kind of place is this? Is this a cemetery? Or die themselves? Oh dear. No thank you. My mind was travelling over manga about the undead and all other rubbish, when I saw something so white that it seemed to glow in the dark. It's a cat! My heart skipped a beat and I instinctively leaned back, but after a couple of seconds I get a good look at it. It's a kitty cat! A cat? I breathed a sigh of relief. And what are you doing here? So white and homely, among the dumpsters. It can't be helped. I love cats. She looked at me icily and began to lick her paws, just like Erica's cat. I automatically switched my phone to the camera and tried to stay as still as possible in order to not scare the cat away. Memories of childhood slipped through my mind, and for some reason, I felt sad. I wonder if he's already... Okay. It's been years. 1, 2... Hello. Oh, damn. Flash! As a result, the cat, frightened by the bright light, slipped out of the frame. Photo of a dumpster. Great. It reflects what I am. Great. I grinned at my luck and was about to delete the bad shot, but my finger slipped and opened my gallery. Sleeping drunk Kenichi, smiling Takada, Mum's birthday. Oh, here I tried to grow a mustache. Oh, cringe. I grimaced, but didn't delete anything, quickly putting the phone in my pocket. Maybe photography is also not for me. I wanted to have a hobby, but in the end, I got some kind of distorted chronicle of life. If I get killed in this dark alley, I hope no one hacks my phone. I raised... That's the first thing you're interested in? Not like about your family members being devastated or anything like that. I raised my head up. Did my life get better? As everyone wants it to. Even you. We have ourselves the... Whoa, isn't that wait. I see a little advertisement over there about an uplink antenna or something like that. It was from, oh gosh, Cosmos Connections, I believe? I came to a noisy, crowded intersection. I had lived in Tokyo for a long time, but I didn't know it at all. Relying entirely on the map in my smartphone. Shinbai McDoodles. Now left. I stared around like a tourist, puzzled by the thousands of signs that confused me. The smell of fried noodles from a diner immediately blasted my nose. A little further on it mingled with the smell of freshly brewed Starbucks coffee and some greasy feminine perfume. Okie dokie. Starbucks. Gosh, spend some bucks there. Loud laughter, drunken office workers and punks in rough boots on high platforms, as if on stilts. All this is something I have nothing to do with, and don't want to. The light was red, and I looked up, trying to get some privacy in this motley crowd. Skyscrapers stretched high into the sky, and behind the light of neon signs and advertising, there were no stars at all. False lights of the night sky. I was sure I had read this in a book somewhere, but I couldn't remember which one. This was strange because I usually remembered all the authors and all the books I have ever read. Did I come up with such a pathetic phrase myself? Perhaps I could be a good writer. Why did I bother with my economics entry exams? The light turned green and I went to the other side of the street, driven by the crowd. I'll never get used to this city. I took out my phone again and opened the map. I think I'm on the wrong side. God dang it! Going to have to go around. And it seems to be a normal situation, but the stress of recent weeks have made itself felt, and my mood has faded sharply. It's almost 12. I could easily have taken the subway. I gave a wail and crouched down by the McDonald's entrance. And why doesn't she text me? Should I bring something home? I got up and decided to look through the window to see if there was a long queue at the checkout. As I looked around at the customers, my eyes caught the familiar ponytail. Wow, just like my mum. Does anyone else still do that? So old-fashioned and childish. The young woman was dressed in an expensive cooperative suit and looked out of place amongst teenagers in gaudy, shabby clothes. She was laughing loudly and jokingly jostling her companion in some idiotic checkered trousers. The odd couple. They picked up their food trays and turned to face the exit in search of an empty table. They argued for a long time where they should sit and almost began to swear in a big way. I could see their faces. Are you kidding me? I stood there for a while staring straight at my parents, but they didn't see me. When I love a woman, everything else in the world is forgotten. Maupassant, I guess. What did I know about love? Maybe it's okay to love and hate, to break up and get together, to not give a damn on those who are hurt to look at it. Maybe I'm too hard on them because I've never loved. But I did. My thoughts were mixed up with the noise of Tokyo. I turned abruptly and walked back and pulled bucket hat down low over my eyes. Standing at the traffic light again, I noticed several couples. Young people in school uniforms were holding hands and typing hard on their phones. Shouldn't they be home? Why go for a walk together if you are still looking at the screens? A tall curly-haired guy was saying something to his girlfriend in strange English, and she was laughing indecently loud in response, periodically adjusting. Okay, what's wrong with them? Elderly couple with children, a 40-year-old employee and his young mistress with vulgar makeup. My gaze went over every person at this intersection. It seems like only I was alone here. My ears were clogged again. A lump rose in my throat. The smell of fried squid turned to a sickening stench, mingling with the summer heat, coffee and women's perfume. Without even apologizing, I pushed my way roughly through the people. I was in a hurry to get out of there. I felt misplaced again. Definitely goes over a few dark things. I don't remember where or how long I wandered thoughtlessly around the city, but I came home later than my mum. She was sitting at the kitchen table and apparently tried to call me, but I didn't answer. I muttered something instead of greeting and went straight to my room. Well, where have you been? I called you. She crossed her arms and leaned back against the doorway. I didn't look at her face, but I could tell from her voice that she was pursing her lips. In the library. Exams are coming. I said the first thing that came to mind without even bothering about the fact that she knew perfectly well that the exams ended today. She clicked her tongue. You smell like beer and you're not even 20. What a clumsy lie. As if I'm the only one here who's not good at lying. How dare you? Do you want to be sent down from the university? I have to study 24 hours straight and then you will be happy, won't you? She used to threaten that I wouldn't pass the enrollment test, and now she's threatening that I'll be sent down. I thought it was finally over. I'm just worried about your future. I'd do everything for you. Nothing changes. I'm so tired of hearing that. It can't hurt to take a break sometimes. You sound just like your father. And where is he now? Now you're going to tell me what a loser my father is, and that I'll end up like him if I don't listen to you. I turned to face her and crossed my arms over my chest, taking the offensive. You know better where he is now. She drew back from my gaze and hesitated. What do you mean? What do I mean? So, are you going to keep hiding from me that you're back together? Or are you finally going to tell me the truth? We aren't. Did he tell you that? Did you keep company with him? I told him not to. I freaking saw you. In the cafe. And those slippers you said you brought me. There was no tag on them, and they're too small for me. I'm not an idiot. She was standing there and gasping, unable to say a single word. I should have stopped, but I couldn't. Anger and resentment resulting from her lie made my blood boil and began to burst. You forbade me to go home to my father and grandfather, told me to forget my friends, but not yourself, right? I was fine until we moved. I had plans too. I did it for your own good. You need to completely abstract from the past in order to step into the future with a pure soul, right? Whatever you think that is completely absurd. Your grades got really bad, and I... Can you stop hiding behind my grades? You dreamed about leaving that place. It was you who didn't want a second child, so don't blame it on me and my so-called selfishness. There was no future for you there, don't you see? You were a child and you were happy with everything. You had fun playing with others outdoors, but how would it end? You would have graduated from high school with pain and misery, kept hens, got married. Hens? Okay. Doesn't sound so bad, does it? I grinned sarcastically, but my chest still hurt. Cut the comedy. You know you can do more than that. Your father and I do everything for you. We got divorced because you said you were tired of... I'm tired of your lies. And what's the point of that if you're still together just now behind my back? What was all this for? I was on your side only because you misled me. If you are so opposed to the fact that me and your father are... I don't mind. I've never been opposed to it. Why don't you understand? Be happy? Just don't lie to me. Don't promise the impossible. Do you think you're the brightest bulb in the box? An adult, right? Drinking beer with friends? Probably going to start working part-time, living separately? I gathered brows and looked at her defiantly. Kicking me out? No. I just want to remind you that the world doesn't circle around you. At the moment, this mother is the only thing that she thinks circles around her. Then I'll go home. You're home? You just kicked me out, didn't you? I don't care. At least I'll see how things have changed there. Nothing has changed there, so you also went there without me. Toru? Well, fantastic. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to... What do you mean you didn't mean to lie to me? Of course you did. So, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to lie to you, but you made me... No, that was your own decision. By no means, right? Toru. After the quarrel with her, I could not sleep for a long time. Maybe I'll finally lose my sleeping schedule, but I felt no fatigue. There was a can of beer which we didn't finish and I took it for myself. I stepped out onto the balcony in my bare feet and breathed in the night air of Tokyo. The heat has gone down, but there was still no freshness in the air. The beer wasn't cold either, but I opened it anyway. The phone on the table vibrated. Who's that? It's already the middle of the night. I went back into the room to get the phone. You have the guts to bend the elbow at home. Are you kidding me? It's just a Coke. Why are you awake? Does she always hear so well what's going on in my room? I like Coke. Can I take a sip? No. Okay, you got it. It's beer. Did you take after to be such a liar? Give your guess. Are you going to continue texting? I don't want to talk to you. What do you think you're doing now? It's no good travelling there. I have a bad feeling. Yeah, your bad feeling is as good as our good feeling. Are you altering your behaviour? And since when did you have when did you have feelings? Something bad is going to happen. Don't take my word for it if you don't want. I always obeyed you, but this time I won't. I hope she hasn't split the beans yet. Don't tell Dad. I'd like to give her a surprise. I want to have a look at the surprised face of Erica. I'm against your useless trip. And I'm against your useless, baseless ideology. You could just wish it to be safe. I said nothing and put the phone in an almost full bag. The train leaves in 3 hours. Then I'll take a bus. Should I buy her a Kit Kat? After all, I went back on that promise. Gosh, after all, she is already an adult woman. Maybe she already has a husband, a child, and here I am with my chocolates. Though, I doubt it. I would have definitely been told about it. I've dropped a sigh and sat down on the bed. Although I decided to go so suddenly, I can't shake the feeling. I buried my face in the pillow. Anyway, after all these years, I hope the stars are still bright there. Sounds like the subways or the buses. Here it is. Splitting. I could hardly open my sleepy eyes. Space Angel. There was a dead alive emptiness in my head. That's going to be all for the moment, folks. Hope you're enjoying this as much as I have. It's a very intriguing story behind it. But we haven't learned everything yet, obviously. And there's also going to be a second part, because this is called Cafe Space Angel Part 1. But there is definitely an expansion on this game in the next time around. And we haven't even seen all of the characters yet within the game. So it should be pretty interesting as to where this tale goes about. Because we have the 5 characters we met so far, and then there's also another character which we'll be meeting in the next time around. So thank you all so much for watching, and see you all in the next time of Cafe Space Angel. Please check out the game for yourself. It is a link in the description below where you can download it for yourself. It is absolutely no cost whatsoever, so you download it for free. And give the developer some feedback if you want to. Very good, and take care of yourselves.